Good afternoon. It is time for today's Tax Talk. I am your host. I'm attorney Stephen Leahy. It is Crypto Tuesday, February 1st, year of our Lord 2022. And it's moving right along. I keep telling people blockchain is here to stay. It's a new technology that's going to take over many things. Now that they're getting approval by the SEC for an exchange, the 17th exchange. That's what we're going to talk about today. Won't you join us? Well, thank you so much for joining us. It is time for today's Tax Talk. There's the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, has recently given permission for a new exchange for blockchain-powered exchange. So let's find out about that. Here we go. BSTX receives SEC approval for blockchain-powered securities exchange. Blockchain-powered. Again, we're going to talk a little bit about blockchain in this show, later in the show. BSTX, a joint venture between T0 and Boston Options Exchange Digital Markets, has received the green light from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to operate a blockchain-based securities exchange. What, might you ask, is a blockchain-based securities exchange? It's aiming for immediate or accelerated settlement thanks to the transactions taking place on the blockchain. It will also provide market data recorded in the blockchain in a process similar to an oracle. This will be done via a blockchain run by BSTX, the company said. The exchange will be open to both retail and institutional investors. Box has been trying to get SEC approval for some sort of exchange since 2020. The first iteration of the application was for a security token offering platform. In 2020, the SEC declined Box's application to record end-of-day securities ownership balances and other trading data with the Ethereum blockchain. The SEC has taken an important step forward today in its approval of BSTX as a national securities exchange, said Lisa Fall. We are eager to continue to work closely with the SEC to launch a fully regulated new exchange and to help provide capital markets with more modern tools for issuers and investors. BSTX said it is working to eventually support regulated crypto markets alongside its equity offerings. In a release, the SEC said the approval is conditional on the exchange joining relevant national market systems. These are structures set up for the dissemination of real-time market information. The SEC will also require this exchange to be part of an intermarket surveillance group, which is an industry working group used to coordinate regulatory compliance. Today's approval is only the start. We are encouraged and energized by the outreach to date from both traditional and non-traditional finance participants. Utilizing future rule filings, we plan to respond with a series of further innovations that will benefit both the user and trading communities, added Fall. I think that was I was telling you, this is inevitable. The technology is too powerful not to use it. We can't do things the way the way we did things. Just things change, and that's just what's going to happen. And the blockchain now has been around since 2008, and it's finally come into its own where people are seeing and using the benefits of the blockchain. And it is Crypto Tuesday. We talk about cryptocurrency, but we all know cryptocurrency is just the first iteration of blockchain. More is coming. That was the first thing that they found to use it for. But crypto is just one of the many, an infinite number of uses that blockchain is good for. And so I think that the the cryptocurrency aspect of blockchain has been, in my mind, overblown. We see the NFTs and all this other, the NAOs, all of this that is developing based on blockchain. And so we can go on about the Securities and Exchange, but I think what I like to do is there's some laws that are being implemented. Always, when the government gets involved, right, that's the regulation is right around the corner, or it's actually here, and that's when things are going to hit mainstream, right? Can't do it on the sly anymore. You got to be part of the structure. So let's go to this about this myths about blockchain you must not believe. I think this is a very interesting article, and that's why I wanted to go through it today. Blockchain technology was born in 2008 in the wake of a Wall Street crash. Transformational technology was the invention of a shadowy Nakamoto. And now, in just over a decade, anyone you meet in banking, investments, cryptocurrency, and other areas talks about blockchain. It's also true that hidden in that discussion is a series of half-truths, misspoken notions, and outright myths. The first implementation of blockchain technology was in the form of Bitcoin. Bitcoin became an instant hit, and the run-up that culminated in December 2017 sent the price of Bitcoin to a peak of nearly $20,000. Then 2018 proved to be a year of reckoning. The price of Bitcoin and Ethereum fell back to earth in a matter of months. Many projects went sideways and shuttered. Over the last few weeks also, we have seen the bear run on Bitcoin, and it has experienced significant erosion in its value. With this, there is a question mark on blockchain's future as a technology, and many people are predicting doomsday for it. We have also seen a substantial decrease in funding activities in this area from the venture capital funding perspective. So in enterprises and technology ecosystems is in a dilemma of to be or not to be. At this juncture, it is important to understand blockchain and what relevance it has in the world of business. And hidden in the answer to those questions is the power to unravel the myths too. Blockchain is nothing but a decentralized distributed digital ledger, blocks of digital information stored on a public database known as a chain, make up the blockchain. These blocks store relevant transactional information such as date, time, participants in the transaction, and what separates one block from another. The technology foundation underscoring blockchain has been around for just over a decade now and has remained relatively unchanged. The use cases are also arcane and extremely restricted, but change is coming. If the trade pundits are to be believed, then the blockchain market will expand 70%. That growth is driven by expanding use cases in industrial applications. A European bank, Santander, has recently projected that using blockchain, listen to this, could deliver savings of $20 billion a year in savings. Along similar lines, another predicts that the banking industry can save up to $16 billion a year by leveraging blockchain-based applications. As things stand, the government and public sector segments, along with finance, are the biggest consumers. That apart, the technology could be widely adopted by other industries also, like supply chain and logistics, import-export, contracting, healthcare, among others. So what could hold up the march of blockchain? Perhaps it could be the myths surrounding the blockchain and its application. So let's look at those myths. Beyond Bitcoin. The first myth is that blockchain is all about Bitcoin. It is not. Blockchain is not even a digital coin. Yes, it enables the entire ecosystem. Blockchain, as mentioned earlier, it's a distributed ledger. This is the commonly accepted platform on which all peer-to-peer transactions take place. So it can be credited for giving rise to Bitcoin cryptocurrency. Blockchain is the basis for the secure record that says that X Bitcoins have been transferred to a miner for spending the computational energies for a specific transaction. Such payments are done during a peer-to-peer transactions, and the coins are stored in a digital wallet. An algorithm determines the limitation on the number of coins that can be mined. A commonly prevalent myth is that the blockchain and Bitcoin are synonymous. But as we have seen, nothing could be further from the truth. Bitcoin is just one aspect of the whole blockchain grand design. I keep saying it. I'm screaming it from the rooftops. The second myth is that blockchain is completely secure. Get this, because it makes perfect sense. Security has now become the primary value proposition for enterprise adoption. The underlying concept of security in the blockchain is that it is designed for immutability. To make changes into a particular block, one has to change all the other blocks or transactions before that. But this too is not a foolproof plan. For instance, what if all the members decide to collude? Though agreements are binding to contributors with disincentive such activities, it's not clear that these are involatile in the face of significant or sufficient motivation. What could be motivating? Money. Secondly, blockchain security is ruled by prevailing authentication and encryption processes. Hence, it is inherently only as secure as any other system. Well, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? The focus shifts to designing the underlying infrastructure and network to be tamper-proof to ensure security, and that's a massive task in itself. Further, blockchain technology exists as both public and private. Public blockchains are connected to the public internet, and anyone connected to it can join the party. On the other hand, private blockchains are leveraged specifically for enterprise-level applications. These blockchains are protected within the enterprise networks. In this case, only people with necessary permissions who can produce the requisite proof or of stake can make the changes. This shifts the security burden on the network. Thus, it's only fair to say that blockchain technology is only as secure as anything else out there. Makes sense. The other major myth is that the key applications and benefits are limited to the financial sector. Far from it. Today, other verticals such as real estate, healthcare, and even manufacturing have started exploring blockchain use cases. A major synergy that is set to create an explosion of use cases is the combination of AI and blockchain. AI can soup up the capability of blockchain-based solutions due to its immense data mining and processing capability. Retail governance and global verification systems can benefit from it. This could also help drive use cases in data storage, networking, and LOT spaces. It's actually IoT, Internet of Things. Blockchain has the potential to seriously impact the world. Now, I remember a couple of years ago, the Internet of Things was all the rage, and that was going to be the new thing. But it is the new thing. It's everywhere. The Internet of Things is everywhere. And it's so ubiquitous today that we don't even talk about it. Blockchain has a potential to seriously impact the world of data storage due to its inherent advantages. The instance innovation solutions such as distributed storage look set to emerge. Blockchain could also have an impact on the world of the Internet of Things to help handle the massive volumes of data and processing power needed to make this solution work. IDC has reported that nearly 1 of 5 Internet of Things implementations this year will leverage blockchain. Wow. Healthcare has started exploring use cases like identity management of patients and securing transactions with healthcare providers. In the pharma and drug research space, too, blockchain has been found to have major implications in managing trials, research, and discovery and security. In the real-world example of the power of blockchain, China has turned to this technology in a big way to help businesses hit with the coronavirus outbreak, and CNBC report has claimed. Blockchain is playing a role in everything that from tracking the spread of the epidemic to managing insurance claims and optimizing the supply and distribution of relief and essential supplies. The key blockchain fact is that the technology is now ready for the real world. Use cases abound. Success stories are emerging every day, and the technology is more than a niche or a novelty. Given the transparent nature of blockchains, their usage and applications are sure to become widespread in the future. I got to say, I think they're already widespread. Again, so much that the Internet of Things is so ubiquitous that we don't even talk about it anymore. It's just second nature. Everything is connected to the internet, and that's just the way it is. And again, if blockchain helps with data storage, wow, it's just what we need, isn't it? So again, I wanted to go through that because again, crypto is important, and as a tax guy, a tax man, right? We worry about our clients and how crypto has affected their taxes, and actually a lot about reporting, right? That it wasn't reported correctly. And so, and some of these brokerage houses didn't know how to report it correctly or just didn't care. But now with regulations everywhere on everything, it's very, that'll clean that up. But it won't replace, again, blockchain's still moving right ahead. Cryptocurrency is just one aspect of it. Again, I always like to talk about John McAfee, and he always pointed to an infinite number of coins. So, Bitcoin was out there and it became the fashion, the new viral thing, and it made a lot of people a lot of money. Is that going to continue to happen? I don't know. Well, let's see. But I know that blockchain technology is just at its infancy, and it will be growing more and more each day. So anyway, that's where we are today. So I want to thank you so much for joining us. I want to again ask you to like and subscribe to the page. Again, tax news is all news is tax news, except for violence and stuff. But all political news is tax news. Where does the money come from, and how does it get spent? Right? That's all tax news, and that's what we talk about every day here. And so we ask you to like and share, help us get the word out, help us get it out to others. And remember now, if you're fighting the IRS and you don't know where to begin, you begin with a copy of my book, Deal with Your IRS Problem Today. Go to freeirsbook.com, freeirsbook.com, get a copy of my book. You'll learn a lot. You may not even need an attorney. And how will you know? Well, in the book, it'll tell you. It'll let you know what's at stake and what it takes to solve these problems. So go to freeirsbook.com. So thanks so much for your help here today. I want to thank you so much for joining us. I started a new one, so a new ending. Same ending. I got a shorter intro, so now I have two different ones. So because intro's too long, I've been told, and it's true. I know. I'm trying to even make it shorter still. So thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you again tomorrow.